What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not going to be on here for too long. But I jumped on here because I just saw a notification 5 minutes ago. I told y'all I subscribed to my own YouTube page, and I hit my own notification bell to see when I get the notifications. And I got a notification a few minutes ago for the live that I did for the video I did announcing that I was going to do the live on Saturday. So, like I said, I'm way out of these algorithms during the off season. But the main thing I was gonna say is thank you to all those who were actually on that live where I was able to show some of my Big Brother Rewind. It was actually blocked from YouTube. I might make a little highlight video. I don't know. I haven't decided yet because I can still access the video, but y'all can't see it anymore. YouTube blocked it because of showing, like, a corner of my screen was showing the Big Brother episodes, which I went through episode 1 through 4. So this was just an update on, for those who were not on that live on Saturday. It's because the reason you can't access it is not because of me. It's because YouTube blocked it. So therefore, you're not going to be able to see it. Um, yeah, but actually, I wanted to thank everyone who was on that live because I saw a lot of names and a lot of supporters on there that I haven't seen in quite some time. And I mean that genuinely. I know that during the Big Brother season, people are very invested. And I know that during the off season, people kind of get back to their everyday lives. I do too. I have still been posting content consistently. I have close to 800 videos on this page now, so I do post a lot of content. But I understand that a lot of people come here during when the season starts and when the season gets hot. There's going to be some exciting things upcoming. I'm hopefully going to get this thing going with this interview with this live interview with Sam from the Circle. I'm looking to start doing events. That's the other thing I wanted to announce. And they might be pop-up events too. I might not just do them in New York. If I have enough people that would commit to attending an event in their city or another city, I might do them in other cities. I'm hoping that my very first event is going to take place sometime in the next 2 months. Because y'all know I always attend all these Challenge Mania events, and I'm like, I would like to throw my own. Maybe it might be one where some of the guests come, or maybe the guests are not there and it's just like a watch party with the fans. Like, I would make it fun. I've been to enough of them. I think it would be something pretty cool to do. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, as I've been saying, the season is upcoming. It starts August 2 this year. The season of Big Brother starts August 2 because of the writer's strike. But we are now July 3rd. So that means that we're less than 1 month away. Less than 1 month away. It has felt like a long wait, but we are less than 1 month away from the season. I'm going to be in the building with a lot, which could be sticky. It could be anything. Who knows? But that's why I'm glad I'm not part of the show. I just watch. I'm sure people are going to be mad at me for my reactions, but now I'm prepared for that because that's what I do. And unlike anyone else who does this, I just talk objectively. My goal is just to report whatever I've made to some people on the show that you could never tell me anything. I mean, obviously, if they did something to call a spade, but if something was like, heard about them, and even if it was something like that, I would be like, I can't talk about this story because I just can't do it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the season starting. Last year, the people the fans, I guess you could say, that I picked up last year were to me, they were kind of an accident. Because I didn't come here like I'm about to be some, I didn't come out here like I'm gonna be some reality TV blogger or anything like that. I just happened to put up a thing or two. People liked it, and I was like, let me put up a couple more things. And next thing you know, I had my 1,000 subscribers that I needed and my 4,000 watch hours, and I got the page monetized, and it's just gone from there. I'm happy that during the off season, I've at least been able to maintain. And as a matter of fact, when the season ended, I want to say I had about 1,100 subscribers on the day that Big Brother ended. Right now, I'm at like 2,050, maybe something like that, 2,050. So I gained about 850, if my math is right. Maybe about 950 subscribers, but not all the time. Okay, a few other things that I want to tell you guys. Please, if you have a Facebook, I've been posting on my community page that I would like for you to join my Big Brother Facebook group and my Circle group. Of course, that's only if you are interested in those shows. I have a Big Brother group, I have a challenge group, and I have a Circle group. And the reason why I have those groups is because I've realized that the only place that I pretty much promote myself is here and Instagram, and that's not doing enough for me. So I need to have my page in more places, and Facebook is, I've been told, is a good place to do it. So I would really highly appreciate you clicking those links, joining my groups on Facebook, and then also I want to build up the fan base and everything, so that I can start throwing live events. That is my goal. You see how you see me going to these events with Yana, you see me with Nehemiah, you see me with whoever. Enzo, I met Enzo the other time, I met Dom. Not saying that all these people are my friends, but I will say that I've met a lot of the people on these shows that I've watched and spoken to them personally. It's a possibility that once my events start picking up steam, the events might be a standalone thing where I'm throwing this event. With me is like, yo, I'll come there and support you. You never know. You gotta think bigger, and you've got to feel like you gotta see writing out a little book. Shout out to Danny and shout out to Nikki Shorts, who've been giving me some tips about that. I'm finishing that book probably by the end of July, if not before, and then I'm just gonna have to worry about formatting the printing and everything. That's something that I talk about in there. Having the vision for something and having the self-belief before you do it. So I'm already envisioning myself succeeding. And a step one for that, actually, you guys might know why it's such a big deal for me to have met Sam and spoken to her about putting something together, putting an event together, and those things that I'm talking about. It's because I've gone to so many of those events. I didn't bring a business card, and I was like, if organically we get into a conversation about my podcast or my YouTube page, we can talk about that. But I never went to ask anybody, and I never made a business card. And I'm like, how are you doing? Talking to her, and she's either going to say, I'm with it or I'm not with it. And really what I was going to ask her for was a Zoom interview. That was my main thing. That was my main thing that I had planned. And if you guys are dropping any comments, I apologize. I went in there, I brought my business card, walked up to her. You know, I gave her my collage that I had made for her. She was excited about it. Then after the excitement, I was like, hey, this is what I do. And before I even really got into the asking part, she was like, what do you want me to do for you? Want me to host an event for you? You want me to do this, interview, this, and this? And I was like, wow, this worked out. Be plenty of people there. So maybe next time, instead of just walking around and being like, can I get a picture, and just talking to them, like, I'm just talking to them because I'm enjoying being at a fan event. After my dad passed, I feel more strongly about that because it's been even harder to go back to doing things that I'm not highly passionate about. Oh, now these things pop back up. Hi, Cindy. I said hi, Cindy, already. It has definitely been a long wait. Like, I was ready for this thing to start in July. Quite honestly, I needed the distraction, but the word of the day is patience. I'm not a patient man, but I've had to be. I've had to be. I've told people, like, one thing that has made me have to be patient is trying to reach out to these people for interviews. Early, when I first started doing it, I would ask them and they would be like, I would love to do it. And I'm like, oh, great. When would you love to do it? Well, let me check my schedule. And then it's like, I can do it in 2 months. And I'm like, 2 months? I waited, and this is no disrespect because I love Wes. Wes, even though he didn't do the interview right away, I was in communication with him for months, either way. And but from the time that I asked him, and from the time that he agreed to do the interview with me, it might have been 8 months to 9 months that went by before it happened. And it took my persistence of asking him like once a month before this thing happened. When I was trying to get my interview together with Ayana, some parts of it through no fault of her own, but it probably took me about 6 months before I got that interview. When I was trying to get my interview with Alyssa, it probably took me 2 months, which seemed long at the time, but compared to some of the others, it was relatively short. The only one that I could say happened within a month of me asking was probably John Brennan. That's probably the only one. Shout out to John Brennan. But I have big goals. We're not going to be, I don't know if next week I'm going to be doing a watch party because I'm not able to show you the show. And something that I just kind of realized, I was like, okay, everybody can watch on their own device. But the thing is, during the season, when the actual show is fresh and it's going on fresh, it's fine because I'm watching the show and having live reaction and live breakdown commentary, and then I can go on the live feeds and it's kind of interesting. But I realize if I'm breaking down an old season and y'all are watching me and y'all are not able to actually see what I'm looking at and you can just hear it, I feel like it's just not as interesting. I mean, y'all can tell me otherwise. If you have any ideas of what I can do August 2nd, let me know. But if not, don't worry about it. Time is going to go by. August 2nd is going to be here before you know it. And unlike last season where I just started covering Big Brother on a whim, like probably the last 30 days of the season is when I started covering it. I'm going to be starting day one. Day one, you're going to be getting all my reactions. Day one, you're going to be getting my live feed parties. I'm actually planning to do a live feed party at some point where I do it in a location here in New York, right? So you're going to be getting my reactions to the episodes, the live feeds. Where the party is going to start from day one to day 90 or whatever day that is. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be that guy because my channel is not the same as any other channel. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care. You could look at numbers. You could be like, this one has more numbers and that one has more numbers. That's cool. but the content that is provided on my channel is not the same as you find on any other reality TV channel. And that's a fact. And you know how I know that's a fact? I've taken a look at them. I may not talk about them. I only talk about the ones that support me. For instance, Nikki Shorts, Danny J, AT2, Retro. Um, there's several people. That support me. There's others that I was gonna list, but those are people that don't necessarily have channels that are running and whatever. But I only talk about the people who support me. But in passing, I've looked at everyone. I started the first Big Brother blog that I ever watched was from Big Brother Boy. Just telling somebody this yesterday. Shout out to Big Brother Boy. He doesn't really know me. I think he doesn't know me at all. But when he did his blogs, I would watch them and I would be like, I guess you don't really have to have some special setup or special camera or audio to be able to do this. That's really what gave me the confidence. And I put in his comments one time, like, you are inspiring me to want to start my own channel doing this. And he was like, go for it, man. I watched the Winner Circle. With Cody and Derek. That's the one that I used to watch most regularly. And Tiffany now. Shout out to Tiffany. I have watched her. I watched probably every episode that she did. Not so much in the off season, but during the season. I met her. She was really cool, really fun in person. Rob has a podcast. I'm not going to say I watch that regularly, but I've watched it plenty of times. I've watched some of the other channels, and they do a version of similar things. I will say that some have like different styles of doing it, but I think I saw one channel that said that kind of covers like mental health aspects or even has that kind of background or perspective. I saw that one channel do like an interview of Taylor before, but I think I didn't really want. I think it was a channel about actually music and mental health. It wasn't called Music and Mental Health, but I think that those were the main topics. But either way, I mean, what you get from me is not the same thing that you get from anyone else. That point still stands. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's not a diss to anybody else. It just means you want to go to this channel, you get this. You want to go to this channel to get this. You can ask me like what separates me from the others, and I can give you an answer. I've been through some things. I've been through a lot of things in my lifetime. So when I watch a TV show, I'm not just looking at a TV show and being like, I want to see all chaos and all hell break loose. Trust me, there were days before I had been through that much where that was me. The Real World Las Vegas, which I think was 2002 or 2003, I loved all the drama that was going on. Flavor of Love 1, 2, and 3, I think there was. I Love New York 1 and 2. I used to watch the old College Hill. I used to watch Baldwin Hills. I used to watch I Love Money on VH1. I used to watch all those VH1 shows. For the Love of Tila Tequila, Rock of Love, Real Chance of Love. Rest in peace to Rio, who was Chance's brother. They both came off of Flavor of Love and got their own show. I used to be for all that. I used to be for all that drama and all that smoke. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't love any of the drama. I was all up in the tea and the drama of season 24 with the love triangle and all that kind of stuff. But I'm always primarily concerned with the reason why people do things, the reason why people say the things that they say. I take a pretty objective stance. I analyze the facts in front of me. I don't do groupthink. I don't look on Twitter and see that everybody has snowballed and has one opinion about one person, and I just jump on that side instantly because everyone else is saying that. That's not me. That's not me in life. That's not me on this page. I stand 10 toes down on anything I say. I'm about to go. But the last thing I was going to say about the whole standing 10 toes down on anything I say, there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that I say on this page about anybody that I would not be willing to say if they were standing in front of me. I promise you that. And anyone who's been at any of these events with me know that the things that I've said are just my opinions, and they're not always favorable of the people, but I see them there and I tell them I felt this in this way. When I saw Tiffany, yo, Tiffany's not, you look at Tiffany and you're like, I don't know how Tiffany's gonna react if I say a certain thing. I was like, Tiffany, I was rooting for you to get into that final six and be in the cookout final, that group and everything. But I was like, I was rooting for X. She was like, a word? I'm gonna stand over here. But I didn't know she could spaz on me. She could say something to me. I didn't care. I met Johnny Bananas. Well, I did care, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying like I'm gonna be authentic. I met Johnny Bananas. First thing I said to him, it's cool to meet you, brother, but I'm a lifetime West fan. I didn't know how he was gonna react to that, but we had a laugh over that. I met Cinco from Love Island and Challenge USA. I told Cinco, I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I watched 2 episodes of your show, and I just my IQ felt like it went down a little bit. So I was like, I watched you more on Challenge USA because I could tolerate Challenge USA, but Love Island, bro, that's not for me. He was like, yo, dude, I feel you. He was like, I feel you, man. And we had a great conversation after that. So there's no, like, I'm just an authentic dude. I say what I mean what I say. I don't say anything about anyone to be rude or malicious or anything like that. Even when people jumped on me for the jailer stuff. I mean, I get feeling sensitive about that if you are one of those two. If you're one of them and you have a bunch of people online that are like, I don't think this relationship is real. You know what I honestly think that happened with that? I think that there was a lot of people saying things about them in a malicious way, right? So my comments got lost in the shuffle. And I'll admit, that happened on my page too, where a lot of people were coming at me after I went to Big D's event and commented on them at the event. And people were jumping in my Instagram DMs and they were jumping on my comment section and they were finding me on Facebook and they were saying all kinds of crazy things to me. And I was just like, so I remember like I snapped on a couple of people but that were not really maliciously attacking me. They were just asking questions because they didn't know, like, hey, why is everyone saying this about you? And I had to read through all the comments and then look at their comment and be like, oh, this person wasn't actually trying to attack me like that. It's just that they were trying to figure out this whole storm of what was going on. So I know that in their case, people probably took snippets because I was told that my posts, parts of my posts, not all of it, the parts that they thought looked a certain way were put on Reddit and people were sharing them around on Twitter and tagging them. So I know that they see some little clip. It's like, oh, this dude's against me. So that's why that went that way. But either way, I said this then and I said this now. I didn't see them in a romantic way. Does it matter which way I saw them in? No, because they were the ones that were in the relationship. Who cares? I'm just a blogger. But just based on how the appearance of what it looked like to me, it didn't look like I got friendship vibes. I kept saying that. I'm like, I get more friendship vibes than relationship vibes. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And I was like, time will tell. Maybe they're going to stay together. Maybe they're not going to stay together. It doesn't seem like they're going to stay together, but it's just not. It's like, what difference does it make for me as long as they're happy? And I was like, I will be rooting for Taylor's success if she's with him. I will be rooting for Joseph's success if he's with her. And if they break up, I'm not a jailer. I'm a individually, I like each of them. Um I'm still going to root for their success together or apart. It doesn't really matter. And the same way how I am with covering the show, that's how I am with my friends, and that's why some people in life have not wanted to be my friend, because if it's like you want the person who's like, everything you do is amazing, you're wonderful, you the best, you never do anything wrong, every move you make is right, you're the greatest thing ever, you know what I mean? That's not me. I'm the one who's going to be like, I know you think you look good right now, but you're walking out with the toilet paper on your shoe. So I would get the toilet paper off your shoe, because when you face the world, they're going to see the toilet paper on your shoe and they're going to make fun of you for that. So get that out of there. If my friend makes a bad decision or something that I view as bad, I don't think you should have said that. Here's why, you know? And I would expect the same. I would expect the same from me. You know what? I said this of my viewers. If there's something I do or say on my page that you think is wrong, you have a right to tell me. That does not mean that I'm going to change my course of action, but if you are somebody that I know has followed me consistently, I always see you in the comments, we've connected, and you support me, I will take it to heart and I will think about it and I will respond. And it could be something that needs to be changed or fixed, but that's the type of people. You don't need yes men in your life. You don't need yes men or yes women in your life. You need people who are going to keep it real with you, keep it objective with you, and do everything that they can do to put you in the best light, and keep you on track, and make sure that you're doing as good as possible. And this is a longer live than I expected it to be, because once I get to talking, sometimes I just get lost in this, because I love doing this. I love doing this. Thank you all for y'all who have tuned in. Reminder, a reminder, please sign up to my Facebook groups, the Big Brother group, the Challenge group, and the Circle group. If you watch all three of those, I haven't put together a Survivor one yet. I might not, just because I watch Survivor, but I don't have time to really cover all four of those. There might be a time when I have the time, but now is not the time when I have the time, because I know Big Brother is going to be such a huge commitment in and of itself. And Big Brother and Challenge USA are airing around the same time, a week apart. So there's going to be two shows to cover at once. And I think Survivor is going to be in that same time frame. So it's just gonna be too much. Like, Big Brother is gonna be my primary focus. Challenge is gonna be the secondary focus, but that's okay, because Challenge and Survivor only air once a week. So, I just will have to cover those once for the week. But my page is gonna be popping and on fire at that point. So thank y'all in advance. I expect to see all my diehards there. I'm looking forward to see all the new people, where we can debate, argue, agree, disagree, all that good stuff and all that fun stuff. And have a great night. Talk to y'all soon.